Hey guys, Mike Adams here, Stream Realty Partners, here with Dr. Enoch Kim at his newly acquired building. We're here to talk about first-time commercial real estate buyers. We are in front of the 10,500 square foot building that he recently acquired. We like this asset, we like this project because it's 1 mile from the 5 freeway and the 405 freeway, close proximity to the Spectrum, close proximity to Lake Forest Gateway. Neighboring tenants are Amazon, Tilly's, Mazda, the who's who really of South Orange County. We're here to talk a little bit about the process, timing, and some hurdles that we faced in order to make sure nobody faces those same hurdles. Dr. Kim, good to see you.
Thank you so much. Glad to be here.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the process, where we started and how we ended up here.
Absolutely. So definitely the first part of the process was identifying a location, and just to make sure that the location wasn't too far from my current practice. One of the hurdles that I had, it was just a mental hurdle, was, is this going to be too far? And how will my current patients respond? And we did geographical analysis of where our current patients have been coming from, and it seemed like this location, even though it's only about 3 or 4 miles away, that it would actually be a great and ideal location, because a lot of my patients had actually been coming from the Lake Forest, North Mission Viejo, Irvine, Aliso Viejo, and of course Laguna Hills and other parts of South Orange County. And the hurdle of actually physically moving, it's gone away with, just because the data proved that it'd be a great location. And thankfully we've been informing all of our current patients of our new location and the move, and the response has been incredible. And so we've been so thankful. People have been super supportive and at the same time excited. And even with a different change in physical location, we haven't really had any complaints, thankfully. And so we're very excited about that. I would say another hurdle that we did face looking at the property was the potential of if the city would allow us to have a medical dental practice in this location. And one of the particular hurdles was the parking. If we did have enough parking spaces for the square footage that we'd be occupying. And initially it seemed like it wasn't going to be able to work. And that was definitely a big hurdle for mine. I didn't want to commit to a purchase and not be able to occupy the property. But thankfully Mike has a network of amazing professionals. We were able to consult a couple people, and they actually went to bat for us at the city and did a lot of research and really presented our case and found a creative way to say to the city that the parking does work, and that we should be able to occupy a dental medical space on the premises. And we were able to get a written confirmation from the city saying that your use determination would be approved. And again, that hurdle was gone away with.
I think what's important to note here is that we purchased the building at $323 a foot. Office buildings in the Irvine Spectrum market in the year that we bought this building traded at $391 a foot. So we bought this building at a 17% discount to market. If you look then and you dig into the medical office market, those buildings are trading at $547 a foot. Again, we bought our building at $323 a foot. That's a 41% discount to market, which is a substantial savings to Dr. Kim and his practice.
Yes, thank you to Mike and his team for that. One thing I also want to say about Mike and Morgan and the whole Stream team is, they take care of their clients. Mike is not just looking after his own interests. I really felt like he was looking after my interests. After so many things, even towards the end of the deal and negotiating the final terms of the agreement, Mike, after we did an appraisal and an inspection of the building, Mike was able to find things and ask the seller, hey, can we get a credit, just because these are things that I'm going to need to address with ownership of the building in the future in regards to repairs and maintenance. And he made things happen, and I'm very, very thankful.
I'd say really from being hired all the way till the up and through the end of the transaction, right? Because now we're in the process of leasing leasing the asset. It's a full service requirement. So we're assisting him with the SBA loan process. We're assisting him with the ability to go and to get his use approved. We're assisting them with the inspection process to where we got a $60,000 price reduction.
Yes.
And then we were able to get a $50,000 per year lease from Wells Fargo. So I'd say, kind of coming full circle, it was a great transaction. We're excited to get you a tenant that'll be paying you a substantial amount of money, and then if the math works correctly, over the first 10 years of your ownership of this asset, it's a game changer, right? So you've got over $3.4 million of ownership benefit that comes in the way of principal reduction, that comes in the way of rent, and that comes in the way of tax benefits to ownership. Overall, it's going to be an awesome transaction.
It is going to be. Thank you so much, Mike.
Yeah.
Thank you. And let's take a quick tour. So right here where we're standing, this is going to be a future hallway, a little lobby. We're going to have 3 screens to provide some digital signage for all of our patients coming in. And also, we do have already a built-in tenant, a Wells Fargo ATM, which does receive a lot of foot traffic. And so our hope is that the digital signage would be able to communicate our message and to help brand awareness of our practice for all the people that are going to be walking through the ATM and just in the building as a whole. And so as we walk this way, one of the reasons why we were hoping to be able to find a new location was to have a little bit of extra space. Thankfully, we started our practice about 11 years ago, and thankfully we've grown. And one thing that we had been experiencing in our current space is just the space constraints of the current suite that we were in. And one of the things that I had noticed was our waiting room was becoming a little too small, and so we were very thankful because it's a good problem to have. And right here, you can see we have a very, very well-sized waiting area, reception area. This future space right here will be all reception. We're going to go ahead and have a reception desk for our staff right here, and it's going to welcome all of our patients, hopefully, to our new orthodontic office home.
So if I can just hop in there real quick, Dr. Kim hit on something that's important. So we bought the building from Wells Fargo, right? Wells Fargo at one time occupied the whole building. So the building's 10,000 feet. Dr. Kim is going to move his operation into the ground floor, which enables us to lease the second floor. So the rent that he will obtain from the second floor, as well as the ATM, in addition to principal reduction, as well as tax benefits, throughout the course of the first 10 years of the investment, he'll see benefit to the ownership of $3.4 million. So for him, this is a wealth generating opportunity for him and his family. So it's a great thing, attributable to somebody below 40, which is also a pretty cool feat as well.
Very thankful. Thank you for Mike and Morgan for helping this to come to fruition. Our staff will be able to have plenty of workspace to greet and welcome our patients. As we walk into the framing here, we'll head here. This is going to be just a future administrative office. Really, the brains of our administrative staff. We're going to have our IT room in here. Our insurance coordinator will have a private workspace. Plenty of storage for any of our administrative needs, and a nice new space. And so another thing that we're hoping for is more consultation space. And so with the growth of our practice, in our old practice, we had one private consultation room to speak with parents and future patients about treatment options, what their child or what they would be experiencing as an orthodontic patient doing braces or Invisalign or whatnot. And we were able to actually build in a second private consultation room just to have extra space, and as we get busier and busier, to be able to properly educate all of our patients. And so if we look past this framing right here, we'll see one of our consultation rooms right here in this area. We're gonna have a treatment chair right in here just so we could do an examination. TV screen just to show some photos and x-rays and properly explain treatment options. And to my right here, we're gonna have a second consultation room, which is a little larger for families. They could have all their other children with them. Mom and dad could be here together and have a wonderful consultation. Moving over here to the right, this next room past these frames is going to be our future records room. We're going to have our digital x-ray machine. as well as an area to do 3D digital impressions and also photographs, so we can keep great records for all of our patients and compare before and after for treatment progress and treatment photos. And right next to this room will be my office. There'll be a private office here, and just for work and getting work done throughout the day, and if anything requires a little more privacy, just to be able to have a personal office space in that area.
So tell us a little bit about, obviously this is where, I guess for lack of better words, the magic happens, right? So you were in a facility that had how many operatories?
Yeah, so our old facility, it had 6 operatories, and we wanted to keep it in what we call an open bay style, which is very common for a lot of orthodontists these days. Thankfully, we were able to actually add 2 more chairs, so we were able to have 8 operatories and have some extra space to hopefully grow into. We'll have a center island right in the middle, just to keep a centric location for all of our instruments and setups for all of our patients, and also just have more space for families to walk in together. If a patient is here and a child is getting braces on or braces off, their whole family could be here together with them and be really in a relaxed and comfortable atmosphere. One of the constraints of our old space is that the space was definitely a little bit smaller, and even with 6 chairs, it did feel a little bit more cramped. And so a lot of times we'd be walking past each other saying excuse me or whatnot, and I think sometimes parents didn't feel as comfortable waiting in the back just because there wasn't as much room for them to sit with their child.
That's great. I think we kind of nailed all of that.
Excellent.